Hey everyone, Tu here. Today I'm talking with Tina Donati, head of marketing at Simple Bundles, a Shopify app helping DTC brands build smarter bundle strategies. They work with over 20,000 merchants, pretty amazing, including a number of growing Shopify Plus brands. We're going to get in today on how AI is changing bundle creation, the psychology behind why people actually buy bundles, and why profit per session matters way more than average order value. Tina, great to have you here. Give us a rundown who you are and a little bit about Simple Bundles.
Yeah. Thanks so much. I am so happy to be here. So thanks for having me on the show. I'm Tina Donati. I've been in the Shopify space for several years now. I wish I knew the exact number off the top of my head, but it's definitely over 5 and under 15. I have been floating around different apps, agencies, running my own freelance business that works with apps, agencies, and brands. And then now obviously head of marketing at Simple Bundles. So as you mentioned, we're a product bundling app, and actually just of today, over 25,000 Shopify brands. So we can update that number, which is very exciting. And yeah, I started as a freelancer and then kind of shifted into the head of marketing role over the years. And it's been so much fun working with the team. It's such a strong product. And I'm super excited about the growth that's happened over the last 3-4 years since I've been working with them.
Amazing. So what do you think is the biggest myth about bundles that brands still believe?
Okay, I think I see a lot of this advice, and it doesn't even just apply to bundles, but like a lot of people just share this advice of like simplicity, the importance of like making things simple for shoppers. And while I totally agree with product bundles, simplicity actually isn't always the best solution. Having more customization and allowing customers to mix and match what they want in their product bundle can actually be the better way forward than just having something simple that they, is already pre-curated that they don't have to think about. So I think that's one of my biggest myths in my opinion, where it's like, sometimes simplicity isn't the best solution when you're working with like apparel brands where sizing and colors matter, or skincare brands where your skin is different amongst everyone, or maybe the tone or shades that you need is different. Customization is better than actually being too simple, and being too simple actually is more of a friction experience for shoppers. So that would be the myth in my opinion.
If you could fix one thing about how brands approach bundling based on this, like what would it be?
I think a lot of people avoid offering true customization because it can be such a headache on the back end. You of all people understand how messy behind the scenes of running a Shopify business really is when you're getting into order editing and shipping and fulfillment and all of that. It can get so chaotic. And so a lot of the reason why brands don't want to offer these true customized bundle experiences is because they don't want to deal with that. And so simple solution is just find a partner that actually can make sure that it's keeping all of that clean while allowing you to, still customize and offer the front end experiences that you want. It doesn't have to be as much of a friction experience, or it doesn't have to be as much of a headache as it seems. You just need to be working with the right partner.
I think like the whole simple versus complicated is people don't realize like how often they may or may not or should be paying attention to bundles and changing them. Like there's like this adverse thing to, hey, I know I need bundles. I'm going to just put these up there and like cross my fingers, right? That it increases like AOV. But like that's where what you're saying makes total sense, which is you need a really good partner and someone's paying attention to how bundles are moving the needle for you and like how much you should be customizing based on like some data that you're getting, right?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I think a lot of brands see bundles as, oh, I can set it and forget it. And there's definitely going to be your always on bundles, if you will, right? Like you're always going to have your best sellers and maybe like a starter kit and all of that can be on year round. But there are going to be seasonal things that you want to try. Like maybe in January, you have leftover stock from the holidays in November and December and you need to get rid of it. So you want to add like a free gift with purchase bundle. Like there are reasons to switch it up throughout the year too. And I think that is a complicated part because a lot of people are like, I don't have time to constantly be creating bundles and understanding what products I should be combining together for a bundle. And so, yeah, like AI has made these things so easy, right? So that you don't have to sit there and like comb through data and figure it out and then go set it up. Like you can use AI to understand what customers are already purchasing together, and bundle solutions, not even just ours. There's many out there that make it so simple to like create this in just a few clicks.
Speaking of AI, where is AI making the biggest difference in how brands build their product strategies?
I really think it is on the combing through data part. I see this not even just with Simple Bundles, but like some of the other folks that I work with, like on the agency side too, right? It's like so many tools collect so much data about your shoppers, such valuable data that you could do so much with. And the biggest thing that happens with it is it gets put in storage, right? Like everyone's like, I want data, I want more data, I want more data. And then they don't do anything with it because again, it's the time constraint of having to sit there and comb through it and understand it. But again, I think that's like the biggest shift I'm seeing with AI in terms of like something super valuable for these e-commerce brands is going through survey data, going through like purchase history, and just very, very quickly within seconds being able to spot patterns by just like, inputting some of that data into an AI or LLM and having it tell you what patterns you should be paying attention to, what phrases people are saying in the support channels, what pages they're purchasing on, all that kind of stuff. Like AI is just making it so fast to understand and then be able to interpret and do something with it. Obviously, caveat, do not upload your customers' information into ChatGPT. Please keep it anonymous.
Yes, no personal data, please. Like we've already given enough. You've collected plenty from us. Please, no more, right? And speaking of AI, again, like you guys just launched like Bundle Magic. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it because kind of going back to what you were saying about the frustrations of like trying new bundles all the time because you don't want to sit there and just constantly be trying to create these bundles throughout different seasons. So Bundle Magic makes this all so much easier. So we just launched this at the beginning of 2026. And basically what Bundle Magic does is it combs through your purchase history to understand what are like the most commonly paired products that would make a good bundle out of all of the products that you have uploaded to your catalog in Shopify. It also takes into account things like seasonality, even just like spikes in purchases from like month to month. So it's always changing and iterating what could make a good bundle for you. So, like if you're kind of getting into that holiday season, it's going to pick up on those trends of maybe people purchasing specific items together and then go and recommend that bundle, which like literally in a couple clicks, you can have that bundle get curated. It'll even create a description for that bundle and it'll even create product images for that bundle if you want to. Obviously, everything is editable, but it's just the point of like streamlining it and making it so much faster to just use pre-existing data that's already in your Shopify account to recommend what high converting bundles could look like for your brand.
That's pretty amazing. Now, is that dynamic or do I need to go in and check out the bundles and approve them or something like that?
Definitely like you want to approve them. They're not like, it doesn't like automatically put it live on your Shopify store just because you might want to alter a sentence here or there, or maybe you don't want to use the images that it curates, all that kind of stuff. And we're continuing to improve on our AI features as well, in a sense where maybe you can just like type to the AI like what kind of bundle you want to curate, and then it'll comb through your product catalog and put those products together in a bundle for you too. So lots more advancements coming to it soon, but I think it's just like a very exciting way for people to get started with bundles without having to like think too hard about it, I guess.
It actually sounds, if I dare say so, it actually sounds like fun.
Yeah, for sure. So in our Slack channel, when we see someone go live with products or with a bundle that they created with Bundle Magic, we all share it and then we all like go check out their store and everything. So it's like very, very exciting for us to be able to like support the brands that are using it and just kind of watch who's creating what.
That's pretty amazing. You went from freelance agency and now leading marketing at Simple Bundles. How did you end up here and what made you keep moving?
Okay, so this is the most confusing thing about me that people find is they're like, what do you do? And it's because I have always freelanced on the side of working full time. And I think that's a very normal thing now, more so than it was maybe when I first started doing it. But I don't like being bored. I don't like sitting still. And I promise I have a life. I do dog training. I hike all the time. I'm married. Like I have a life, I promise. But I do really enjoy what I do. And I found that like I was the type of person where after work, I was sitting down and writing anyway, because that was what was fun for me. And so I was like, okay, like why don't I just turn this into something? And so I've always been freelancing on the side. And that's never not been a thing for me. And then at some point when my husband and I were married and we bought our first house, I kind of was at this inflection point in my career where the company I was at had kind of moved out of the Shopify space. And I wasn't super happy with that because I love the Shopify space. I love everyone in it. It is such like a tight-knit community. And I was really sad to like not be a part of it anymore. And so I was kind of like, I feel like now's the time for me to like jump into my freelance stuff full time and really run with this. And so I made that decision and I did it. And Simple Bundles, I'd actually been freelancing with for a couple years before that point. And so I jumped into freelance full time, did that for a few months. And then they were like, hey, you want to come join us actually, just like officially? And I love the Simple Bundles team. Like they are a great, great group. And there's so much autonomy there, just so much support. And so I was like, oh, what do I do here? You know, like I'm like in my thing full time. And then I like love this team. And so I ended up joining the Simple Bundles team as an employee, as head of marketing. And so now I've been here for 2 years doing that, I think. But on the side, still running my agency Content Curve. And I've got a great team there that, you know, helps with creation and editing and all of that. And so, yeah, it's busy. It really is. But I truly love that. And I promise again, I have a life outside of this.
Oh, I 100% believe you because I'm going to ask you about what dog training? Let's hear a little bit about that.
Yeah. So my side quest in life is I am getting my dog training certification.
Oh, wow.
So I have a rescue dog that's like 15 years old now. I got him when he was like 8 or 9. But then I got a border collie 3 years ago. And I had no idea what I was getting into with having a working line dog breed. And she was I'm not going to lie, she was kind of one of the reasons I quit my job. Because I was like, I just want to take my dog hiking every day. Like, that's all I want to do. But I started working with a professional trainer because I was doing everything so wrong. And I had no idea what I was doing. And I was like, I already have this rescue. I see what happens when a dog is brought up wrong. And I don't want to do that to her too. And I started learning about dog training and dog psychology and their behavior and reading their body language. And it's so fascinating. So yeah, I officially like enrolled in a year-long school program and I do that on the side too. So yeah, dog training is my little like secret side quest.
That's amazing. Well, I guess it's not so secret anymore. So when is it official?
I think it'll be official at the end of 2026 that I'll like officially be licensed. I don't plan to do anything with it career-wise, to be honest. I mean, who knows? We never know where our life is going to take us. But for me, it was more like I want to do good by dogs, like truly. And I'm always going to own dogs, probably multiple at a time. So I just want to make sure that I'm properly raising them and being a responsible owner and potentially maybe have a e-commerce brand related to pet stuff in the future. Who knows? Secret.
We should talk more, but I am a big animal fan, so I love everything about that. And also, speaking of side quests, I have a lot of to-do side quests and certifications that I want, but I haven't gone as far down the technical level as you. But one of my side quests is I want to be a licensed like drone pilot because I think that it's
cool.
It's like I have a couple of drones and I'm too busy to actually take them out and play with them. But for some reason, I just think being a responsible like drone owner, you should know the regulations of airspace. And for whatever reason, I think in my head, this is funny, that it's like a life skill I should have for the future. I don't know.
You know what though? You got to go with it, right? Like I think we have to make time for our passions too and not turn them into business. That's something I'm learning.
Yes, I definitely 100% agree that sometimes the best thing to do with your passion is not turn it into a business because now you're worried about the business and less so about your passion, right? Two totally different things. And speaking of that, and speaking of maybe some mysterious brand, you've worked with a lot of Shopify apps and brands. What's the one thing that's stayed true no matter what company you're at?
Oh, can I swear?
Sure.
No one has their shit together.
Can I say I'm in that camp 100%, right?
Yeah, absolutely no one. And like I've worked with some big companies to, you know, these small startups. I truly have seen it all. And I promise no one has their shit together. So like, you know, when you're a smaller app and growing or even a smaller e-commerce brand and you're looking up to these bigger companies that have, you know, they made it, it's okay if you don't feel like you have it all together or that everything's, you know, connected in the way that it should be and all of that, because I promise they don't either. And it just gets messier the bigger that you get. So don't feel bad if you maybe have some house cleaning that you need to do. Just tackle one thing at a time. And the reason why I share that is because I think like it brings me comfort to be like, okay, like maybe I don't have my shit together always, but like most people don't either. So just, be confident and continue taking it day by day.
I love that so much because I definitely feel better about like where I'm at right now as well. Thank you. That's amazing. Okay, so what's something everyone does with discounts that your research shows actually doesn't work?
First, I want to explain like the 3 types of prices because I think that'll kind of shape up more on like the discount psychology side. First, to know there are 3 prices behind every buying decision, and you only own one of them. So first is the reference price. So this is the price that is already in the customer's head. It's how they think something should cost based on, past purchases, maybe competitor research they did, or, memory that they have. So the way I talk about this is like in the area I live, I expect a latte at a local coffee shop to be $8. That's my reference price because that's how it is kind of at all of the coffee shops. So if I go to a different coffee shop and it's like $12 for a latte, I'm like, that's past my reference price. And I'm already unhappy with that. So again, reference price, it's the price that's in customer's head. You don't really have control over that. And then second is the reservation price. So that's the maximum they're willing to pay for something. So again, coffee shop example, $8 latte, maybe $9 is okay. If I go to the coffee shop next door and instead it's $9 instead of $8, maybe I'll justify that in my head. Maybe their products are more locally sourced, whatever. So $9 is okay, but $12, way past. So you're past my reservation price. So this can totally shift too based on, again, my example of, maybe they're like locally sourced. I'm justifying that in my head, but could also be things like urgency or just like things that are going on in their life. Maybe I just had a baby. And so suddenly I'm like, I need all these baby products, right? So life shifts, seasonality, all that stuff can change the reservation price. And then third is the asking price. So this is the one that you have control over. So this is the price that you are listing your products at. And it's always a signal. It communicates how credible your brand is, communicates confidence, positioning, all of that. So the mistake that people make, back to your question, now understanding those 3 things, is running discounts too often. And I don't think like that's probably not going to come as a surprise, but I want to explain the psychology behind why it's an issue, because it works in the short term, but it really, really hurts your brand perception long term, because when you keep discounting reactively, you have a slow week, so you put a discount on. You decide to throw another discount on because maybe something happened in the world or whatever. Maybe your inventory is a bit lower, so you do another discount, trying to get rid of stuff, all that kind of stuff. So it's like every other week, suddenly you've got a discount going. And once customers learn that your full price isn't stable, a sale is always around the corner, then they're not going to pay the real price. Basically going back, so to that reference price, the price that I have in my head based on memory, discounting too often is recalibrating their reference price to be lower. So now your full price is surpassing their reservation price, the price that is to maximum. The regular price for your products has gone over that because you've recalibrated their reference price to be lower from all of the discounting. Basically, discounts just become what's expected and they don't drive urgency like we think we do. They're just actually training your customers to be patient. So that's why they're a big mistake.
You're so right. And I will definitely say that I'm not going to name the brand, but this morning I was shopping and 100% my price is the discount price. I don't even know, or I don't even pay attention to the actual like full price of this brand that I was shopping. And you're 100% right. Like the price that I have in my head is their sale price, right? And so I will not buy anything at full price because I know I will always get this shirt at this specific sale price.
Yeah, totally. I have a clothing brand that I know that they discount every other week. So if I see something, I'm like, well, I'll just wait till next week. Whereas a different clothing brand that I've loved forever and ever, I'll name them because I'm going to speak highly about them. It's called Dynamite. It's a Canadian brand based out of Montreal, apparel brand. They don't run discounts that often. And I've been a really loyal fan fan of theirs for years. There's been times where I bought something at full price and then I see it, at the end of the season on sale, and I'm not even mad about it, even though like there's still stock left of what I bought, because I'm like, well, I got it and I got to wear it for a whole season. Like, I'm not mad about that. That's the difference of, how your customers are thinking about it.
Right. And then it goes back to also like, is there like a discount psychology shift between first-time buyers and repeat customers?
Totally. Yeah, the psychology is very different. And a lot of people, I think, accidentally treat them the same. And so this could be like another mistake potentially, is if you're treating first-time versus repeat buyers the same, but they should be treated differently. So if you think about a first-time buyer, they're typically thinking about risk because they haven't tried your products before. So they're thinking, is this brand legit? Will I regret this? Is this product going to be worth it? And so a discount can lower the perceived risk of trying your brand for the first time. And it could nudge that like reservation price ceiling upward just enough to justify trying the product. So first time discounts in that sense can work pretty well when you are trying to convert someone for the first time. But when it comes to repeat customers, they're not really worried about risk anymore because they've tried your brand, they've tried the product, they've had it in their hands. So now it's more about like recognition and reward. So, you don't want to give them just another discount to bring them back and buy again, because they want to feel like they've earned it. They want to feel like they're exclusive, VIP, loyalty, all of that to your brand. So if your repeat customers are only coming when discounts are dropping, you've trained that dependency instead of, true brand loyalty and attachment. So, there's so many other things that you can do for repeat buyers that aren't just putting a discount. And like that's where bundles can be a really, really helpful tool.
What's happening in someone's brain when they see a bundle versus like a discount code?
It's a good question because there's something called cognitive bias. And this is where the psychology gets really, really interesting, because when someone sees a discount code, the brain kind of focuses on like loss avoidance. So it's like, oh, don't miss 20% off. It's like, oh, I don't want to miss that. Like it's called loss aversion and urgency. So it's like a very transactional relationship, right? So again, that's kind of why it works for like those first time buyers, because you want them to make a purchase. When someone sees a bundle, kind of shifts more to value accumulation. So it's like, instead of I'm saving money, it's more like, oh, I'm getting more out of this purchase. The bundle is triggering, I'm getting more value out of this purchase. It makes it easier to purchase because you're putting commonly placed items together. So they're not like having to shop around and browse your catalog to find what they need. And then where the psychological part comes in, that's very interesting, is it increases ownership over something called the endowment effect. It's basically, and this is why I say like mix and match bundles and more customization is better, is because it triggers this psychological bias. Endowment effect is basically when someone feels like they already own something. And so if they spent the time on a bundle page, like curating exactly which products, scents, colors, whatever, into their bundle that feels customized, part of them feels like they already own that. And so they don't want to let go of that when they're like, I put the effort in to create this personalized bundle for me. I want to make sure I purchase it and get it in my hands now.
That's pretty amazing. And it's kind of true, right? Like you've already spent some time like investing in it. Definitely there's a psychology of once you invest in something, you have ownership in it.
Totally. Yeah. The psychology behind all of this is like so fascinating to me. And I don't feel like we dig into that enough as marketers.
Yeah, I could spend like days, weeks, months and like it's so fascinating. I look at it with just, what's going on in whether it's e-commerce or the world or even myself, like why am I doing this thing? Like especially as marketers, right? Like we know we're being marketed to, and yet we'll still like follow the same psychological, like I wouldn't say traps, but basically the rules that have been applied to us. Like we just go right along, and here I am, like, my perceived like dollar amount in finding value in bundles that have bought and like never used, right? Like,
yeah, it's so funny because I actually feel like sometimes as a marketer, I'm worse because I'm like, oh, respect. Like, I appreciate what you're doing here and I'm going to support you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've done that a couple of times too. Like, hey, I appreciate the effort here, and I'm gonna award you with this thing, even if I like may or may not like it. Like for me too, it's like also going all the like you've got me, and I actually just buying to see that like journey in that funnel, right? Like
Totally.
I'm sold. Like what else you got for me, right?
It's so true. I know. I'm like, I'm so sorry, brand. Sometimes I purchase from you because I'm just analyzing step 1 to step 10 here. But I'm supporting you at least.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's go back to like discount codes, and between like build your own or BOGO or tier, like what do you think like consistently crushes it and why?
I think going back to the build your own bundles consistently crush it. It's not something you even have to discount for one, but again, it feels like you're winning in the way of like, I totally got to personalize this to me, and I feel very confident that all of the items I selected are going to be what I want, because I could choose the exact flavor that I wanted. I could choose the exact scent or the color or the material even. So like, I feel way more confident as a consumer that this is exactly what I want, even if there's not necessarily like a discount on that. If it still feels like you're getting so much more value out of it. Yeah, it gives, it gives the shopper control. Again, it reduces decision fatigue, and then at the same time helps raise up average order value as well. I do like BOGO too, just because it kind of like taps into that feeling of getting something for free, even though like you probably aren't necessarily, but it kind of makes you feel like it. And then I like tiered pricing, and bundles are really great for this, because I see brands be like, oh, purchase $75 and you get this, right? And then they strategically have bundles that are perfectly like $76, right? So it's like the perfect reason to promote your bundle for whatever incentive you have going on, and getting that like higher AOV purchase at the same time.
Speaking of AOV, why does profit per session matter more than AOV right now, especially with like the cost of like CPAs rising on like pretty much everywhere?
Both are definitely important, but in my opinion, profit per session, it's not something that everyone's tracking. Like everyone looks at AOV and everyone looks at conversion rate, but conversion rate can be a huge vanity metric, because it's like, well, what did you spend to get that conversion, right? So basically, profit per session is taking all these things, average order value, conversion rate, all of that, and even the margins of what you spent to get that customer, and calculating, was that purchase actually profitable for you? If you spent $20 on the ad click, but the conversion was $15, you've lost money. Or maybe you only spent $5 on the ad click and they spent $15, but keeping all of your other costs in mind that happen, you weren't profitable in the end. So profit per session is something that I think a lot of people need to be tracking more, because it'll just make sure that your margins are so much healthier with all of the ads that you're putting out there, any acquisition or retargeting campaigns that you have running, to make sure at the end of the day, every conversion is actually a profitable one, not just a conversion that shows up.
And then are there any new platforms you think that are helping bring down some acquisition costs, or just adding more complexity these days?
I mean, for one, this is again why investing in things like product bundles is good, because when you're directing someone to a higher AOV purchase to begin with, that's already going to make the margins healthier than just like a single product SKU. So bundles, great for that. But I also think a lot of people should focus more on like the post acquisition stage. So, not just putting a lot of effort into the creative of the ad and where that ad is going, but what's happening then when they land on the site. And then even when someone does get to the point of adding items to their cart, how are you upselling more? Post purchase, what are you upselling in the post purchase stage? All of those things I feel like we forget, because we're like, oh, we don't want to promote too much product or be too spammy. But if you're doing it in a helpful way and you're actually, providing value in what you're promoting and upselling, and it doesn't feel that way to people. So I think like those kind of platforms, like upselling platforms that can really focus on the post-purchase stage, product bundles, all those kind of things are going to be really, really helpful for making sure your margins are healthier. In terms of tracking your profit per session, I'm not sure if like some of, certain platforms like a Triple Whale or something like that could do that. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, which ones track that and which ones don't. I've always just looked at it in a Google spreadsheet, my own calculations.
When you're calculating like profit per session, are you considering both pre-cart and post-purchase, like that entire session?
When I'm tracking it, I'm looking at like, I can't remember exactly every little thing that goes into the calculation, but it's looking at like, it's like how much was spent on an ad click, how many impressions per month are you getting for that like average ad click spend, how much is your profit margins? So like roughly like, is it 40%, all of that? There's definitely a lot to it. I have a lot of things that I fill in, and then it like my sheet, I already like set up the calculation so it does it for me, but it just shows me at the end, it's like basically showing me, hey, like your profit per session is like $1.50 maybe. And so that tells me, okay, on the acquisition side, like for Google paid ads or like Meta ads or all that, I shouldn't spend more than $1.50 on my cost per click in order to make sure that it's profitable. So you want to make sure your profit per session is higher so that you can be a bit more aggressive with your targeting.
Right. Makes total sense. There's a lot of work that goes into everything, but for a merchant that wants like fast wins, like what are your top 3 bundle experiments that maybe people should try this month?
First would be try creating a starter kit and highlighting it in your email welcome flow. In the first email that someone receives when they share their email information with you, because that is one big gripe I have with product bundles is so many people create them and they put all this effort into a beautiful landing page and, really thinking about what they put together in that bundle. And then it just like hides in the nav bar lower down. So create bundles, but promote them. And so that would be number 1. Create a starter kit, put it in your email welcome flows. That is perfect for someone who has never purchased from your brand before to be like, hey, here's this starter kit or this bestsellers kit of like everything that you need to get started with our brand and have a good experience. And here it is together in a bundle with a beautiful discount for you. So that would be number 1. Number 2 is try testing some paid ads that promote a bundle, not just a single SKU product. So going back to profit per session, you want to make sure that they're spending more on their ad click orders. So I don't see a lot of people promote product bundles from ads, but some of our brands do, like Loop Earplugs, Ilia Beauty. I've come across their ads that promote a bundle and I'm like, yes, like they're doing it. They're doing the thing. So definitely don't be scared to promote your product bundles in your ads. And then last is try creating product bundles in bulk. We see this a lot with wholesale where it's like, you're going to get like, 50 bottles of shampoo because I'm a wholesaler. And I'm not saying to put a bundle of 50 bottles of shampoo to your average consumer, but I feel like we only see people putting bulk bundles together when they're like in supplements categories. But I really think some other categories would really benefit from this too, especially like the beauty space. For example, I purchased a skincare brand for my sunscreen that's out of California. And so the taxes to get it here in Canada is just wicked. They don't have this, but I will purchase like 3 bottles at a time because I'm like, at least I'll be stocked for a year. I know I already have to pay this cost of it coming over. So I might as well just like get the most out of it and pay that cost, right? And so I buy like a year's worth of bottles to get me through. And so for some brands, I think like doing those bulk bundles of like, it's just multiples of one product would be something that's really worthwhile and convenient to your shoppers.
I would definitely agree with it's just amazing information you're providing here. Like even the starter kits, like don't make me think, right? Like, hey, I'm overwhelmed with decisions and I kind of want to try this out. So just let me click on a button and then yeah, like go for it, right? And then the other ones are like that you suggested. I'm so excited about them. I don't have a brand. I kind of just want to start a brand just to test. I know, like, that's the way my brain works. I'm like, how can I test this? I don't even have a brand. Like, what's going on too?
Yeah.
Right?
It's so funny because I have a good friend that runs a woman's shoe brand, and like I was like, hey, can I like test simple bundles on your store? She's like, yeah, absolutely. And she like let me go in there and create whatever bundles I want. She like promoted them on her website, and I was like, this is so fun. I was like, I can like create this, but I can also like test how people are resonating with them. So yeah, it makes you want to create a brand for sure.
Yeah, like who can I poach for this right now? I'm like thinking, like, do I know someone? I do know someone with a shoe brand. Maybe I'm gonna hit him up. Actually, I'm totally serious about this. Like, I'm gonna go send off an email. Like, can I just put things at your store?
Yeah, make sure you send it to me so I can buy it for research reasons.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, like we're definitely doing it. So, on to more bundles. What's the most overrated bundling strategy you think is like going on?
Overrated bundling strategy. I am seeing so much build a box happening right now. And I don't know if it's necessarily overrated because I think it really works for some brands. I don't know if I'd necessarily call it product bundling either. And everyone's calling it bundling, but it's like those pages where it's like, select 5 items and here's like our whole catalog and you can just select 5 items and then a discount is like applied later in the cart. So it's a bit different than how like a true product bundling app actually would create that. I'm seeing a lot of that. And that seems like that's the hot thing right now is to offer this build a box situation. So, and again, I don't know if it's overrated because I'm sure it works really, really well. And it kind of goes to what I'm saying about giving people control and customization. And there's some beautiful experiences that I have seen people create. I don't know if it's necessarily best. I guess time will tell and we will see. Because I sometimes think that those sometimes get to a point where it is overcomplicating the experience of it.
Yeah, and I think there's something to be said about, hey, there's a novelty of it. There's something that you like. And then when something becomes like a trend trend, you start to question it. You're like, is this some new thing that they're trying to like get me to do? Because I'm now recognizing this pattern, right, on multiple brand stores. And that's when people start to like in their head get iffy about what they're doing, right?
Yeah. Well, and again, like I always try and tie things back to the consumer as well, where it's like creating a bundle for a purpose, right? Like if I'm a skincare brand and I know that I have customers with oily skin, then I'm going to create an oily skin set or a dry skin set or an acne prone skin set. Like there's a use case for it. There's a clear benefit to the shopper. They have a problem that they're trying to solve. And so for some of these like build a kits sort of things that I'm seeing, and I'm not saying this for all of them for sure, but some of them feel very random. And so it's like, are you actually, what's the use case here for your shopper? Like I think that's what people need to always remind themselves of.
Right, right. That makes total sense because if it's too random, now I'm having to process like, oh, of all these things, what am I adding to this box, right? And so there's just more and more decisions. And then how do I decide when I'm done?
Yeah, how do I choose what's actually going to solve the problem that I'm here for as a shopper?
Absolutely. Some funny questions, like if you could delete one e-commerce buzzword forever, what goes? What goes out the door?
LinkedIn thought leadership.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Mostly because it's become so oversaturated with that now. There's some really, really good people out there that have really amazing advice, but it's become such a hot thing that it's oversaturated now, and everyone's got a junior ghostwriter and AI that's doing it for them. You can tell it's not authentic, it's not their voice. So yeah, I think like thought leadership content would be what I would get rid of. And also because I personally think everything should just be thought leadership. Like, why are you publishing anything if you don't have a unique point of view on it? Otherwise, you're just regurgitating what already exists on the internet. So yeah, that would probably be mine.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We're all on the same struggle bus, right? And it's just an interesting space that we're in. There's so much information out there and people trying to deliver it good, bad, or indifferent, right? It's like, hey, this is a thing that I have to do. So I feel compelled like I have to do this because everyone else is doing it. And then we just create a bunch of noise and a bunch of like muddy water. Like everyone's just in the water stirring up all the sediment, right? And it's really hard to find things. And it's really hard to get anything on that space like well curated for you to where you're actually paying attention to it, right?
Yeah, totally. I even stopped offering it on a freelance basis because I was like, I just feel like I'm feeding the beast here with like same content. Like there's very few people that I will help them with their, social media posts from their personal profiles. But it's like, I just think that like when I scroll LinkedIn now, I'm like AI, AI. And I'm like, I've seen this before. Like we're all just regurgitating each other and not providing anything that's new or valuable. So I do start to see the pendulum swing back though, where people are like, I'm not using AI to write anymore. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like an AI hater. I like AI a lot, but it is interesting to see more people actually fighting against it now than they were. So that'll be something for us to watch, I think, as the year goes on.
Yeah, AI is definitely something that we all should be paying attention to for sure this next year. A lot of things moving really quickly over there. What's a question that brands never ask but they should?
I'm going to relate this to product bundles, but what are your customers naturally buying together should inform a lot about what you decide to place as a product bundle. So thinking back to like, use case and problem solving and all of that, your customers will literally tell you what they want. And so there's two ways that I like to look at this. It's number one, which products are being purchased together at the same time, around like 5 to 10% of the time out of all of your purchases. That's a good indicator of, okay, maybe we should bundle this because people naturally are pairing it. But then secondly, what was someone's first purchase? And then what did they come back and purchase second within, 30 to 60 days? And maybe does it make sense to just combine those items together to give them the most value in that first purchase instead?
Sounds like quite a logical thing to do. Like that's amazing when you think about it, right? Like that's so obvious, but no one ever thinks like that, right?
But they don't do it.
No.
Because it's hard to go through that data, which again, AI will help you.
Where AI is good. Like, please help with the product bundles, but not with the LinkedIn content.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, what are you most excited about for Simple Bundles this year?
Two things. I'm really excited about Bundle Magic and just continuing to see us like expand on that and all of the AI features. So I think that'll be very fun to see people adopt and like start to see what they're creating with it. Number two is our YouTube content. I started it a year ago, really putting a lot of effort into creating helpful YouTube videos. And we really have seen like the payoff of that with connecting with, potential Shopify folks and growing with the community more. And so I'm excited to like just continue creating content there for this year.
I love it. I love it. I mean, you provided so much useful content today. Like seriously, I'm about to go out and start a brand just because like I feel like I feel like I need to put this stuff into action, right?
Yeah.
And so, where can people find you? Because this stuff is just really great.
Yeah. Come find me on LinkedIn and see my AI thought leadership content. Just kidding. I am on LinkedIn and I'll promote videos, content that I worked on, the odd tip here and there, content advice, all of that. Come hang with me on LinkedIn. And then for Simple Bundles, again, LinkedIn, our YouTube channel, and then on our website, we publish like a lot of blog content every single week. So, come find us and hopefully we can answer some questions for you and maybe you'll get on our newsletter list and get an email from me once a month.
That's amazing. So what's the exact YouTube channel name?
Simple Bundles. Very simple.
It is, as it is. Tina, this was great. Bundles are one of those things that brands, they think they understand, but there's still a lot to be uncovered, clearly. Like there's so much strategy around them. I really enjoyed our conversation today. Again, I can't express how many times I'm going to go start a brand tomorrow.
But I'm so happy to hear that because I think bundles can sometimes like come off as like a boring topic, but I'm like, no, like bundles are sexy. Like there's so much interesting information about product bundles. Let me tell you.
You've totally convinced me. And so if you want to check out Simple Bundles, see what bundle magic can do, head to simplebundles.com or check them out on YouTube. Come find Tina and myself on LinkedIn and see you next time. Thanks, Tina.